Listen, don't believe the lie that you need 7 streams of income to get rich. As a matter of fact, if you go out and create 7 streams of income, you will probably get the opposite of rich. All right. And I'm explaining to you in this video exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Because there's a lot of information out there swirling around. It's always sound great when people are like, oh, you just go out and create 7 streams of income. That's how you get rich and wealthy. And let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm going to share with you distinctly what every rich and wealthy person that I know has done so that you can also become one of those rich and wealthy people. Okay. Now, the first thing you got to understand is this. You have to go out and get proficient. You have to go out and get great at not 7 things, but 1. You got to go out and get great at 1 thing. And instead of going wide on a myriad of topics, go deep on 1, right? So for instance, the thing that helped free me from corporate America was the fact that I've been investing in real estate for the last 18 years now. I started in my junior year in college, went into corporate America for some time, still invested on the side, and then eventually got to a point where, learned enough skill, developed enough skill along the way, learned how to raise capital, learn how to not only just buy cash flow, but doing fix and flip and wholesale. So I was able to create active income for myself. And then eventually was able to scale that, right, with how we invest right now, which is called remote investing, which is how we take project managers and they kind of go out and do all the day-to-day stuff for us, right? So then by doing that, with 10 and 12 hours a week, you can focus on finding and analyzing more deals, raising more capital, and managing the managers. So with 10 and 12 hours a week, you could really grow and scale a multiple 6-figure, even 7-figure business if that's what your appetite is. Okay. But I'll say all that to say this. Although it's been, many different iterations in terms of me, starting out as a de facto private lender with a refund check in 2006 to buying cash flow at the bottom of the market in 2008 to 10, to getting into fix and flip and wholesaling and did over 100 transactions in that space, to then, the last 4 years buying commercial multifamily. The point is the catalyst was always real estate. And so I've become very proficient at it, so much so that for the last 6, almost 7 years, I've been able to help people all around the world. Literally, we got students in Denmark, Japan, Afghanistan, Canada, and all throughout the United States, and teach them how to invest remotely, raise capital, and create, 6 or 7-figure businesses for themselves. Well, that only happened because instead of me going wide, I went deep in 1 thing. Had I been trying to get great at trading stocks, had I been trying to, start a trucking company during that same time, had I been like, if I would have been trying to do all these things that didn't align with real estate, then I would have never taken the time to get proficient at 1 thing that was the catalyst to all my wealth. So now I'm in a position where I can do other things, but it's because I laid a solid foundation on 1 thing. And so the reason why going out creating 7 streams of income don't work for most people is because you never master any of them. And when you hear 7 streams of income, what that really means is whatever your 1 or 2 businesses or revenue streams, the main revenue streams, that you're able to then start to take that revenue and put it into other investments, right? So 7 streams of income don't mean 7 jobs. It means that your money is now going to work for you. So the goal is to use your time to make the money, use the money to buy assets, use the assets to buy your time back. That is the ecosystem. That's the anti-rat race, right? Use your time to make the money, make some more money, and use that money to then buy investments that will give you your time back. But guess what society does? They use their time to go make the money. They give the money away to somebody else because they buy stuff, and then they got to go back to work and sell more of their time to make more of the money. And this is how that vicious cycle never stops. This is how there's a 99% and a 1%. And so if you want to become a part of the 1%, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do outside of your place of employment. Okay. If you are somewhere in a W-2 setting, you have to pick something, go be great at it. Then utilize that thing that you've now become great at and use that money to then invest in other things. This is how you start to compound and scale your wealth. Make no mistake about it. 7 income streams is amazing, when done properly after you get one or two income streams that feed the others. See, the idea is you want to be able to make money while you sleep. If the only way that you make money is you getting up to go and produce it, then you're always going to have to work. And so, I see so many people fail because they think, one, being busy means being effective, and that's not true. Two, they believe that because, they got a job and three other businesses that are all three other jobs, that somehow they're going to become rich and wealthy and result of that. And they're not. What they're going to become is tired, broken, burnt out. Ask me how I know. I see it every day. And so do yourself a favor. Stop focusing on all these because all distractions are equal. You start chasing all these rabbits and all these different things, there's always going to be somebody when you cut your phone on that is making money in a way that you don't make money. So guess what happens? You automatically assume, well, I could probably go make money doing what they're doing. And you know what? It's probably not a bad assumption. But I can tell you that success takes time. It takes time. So you can't measure somebody's 20 years experience with the one that you've been doing it. And you also can't measure their experience or their success without knowing the failure that they had to endure in order to get to that level of success. And so just stop chasing rabbits. Do yourself a favor. Get very narrow and go deep on one thing. Okay. Maybe two, if you got a job plus one thing that you start. Then after you become proficient at those things, use that money to invest in other things, and then you'll compound your wealth and finally get there. You will eventually get 7 streams of income because your money, once you start maxing out your Roth IRA, when you max out your 401k, when you max out these various vehicles, then you're going to have to continuously put that money to work somewhere else because it's losing money to inflation in the bank account, right? So we got to be smart about how we place it and where we put it. But I just wanted to clear that up because there's too many people that's failing, not because they don't have the ambition. They're failing because they got too many distractions. Get focused on one. If you like this, if this helped you, one, share it with someone. Also, turn your notifications on so that you can see more of these videos as they're coming out. And leave me a thought in the comments of where you at currently in this process. And maybe even if you got the clarity, tell me what your 1 or 2 things are that you're going to focus on. All right.